You've unlocked a Roundtable.
Hello, welcome to a Lost Level Roundtable discussion of Hitman Agent 47. My name is Chris,
And I'm Alex.
and we are going to be discussing Hitman Agent 47 in a different way on this roundtable. Normally, what we do is record these just talking spoilers the whole entire time. However, we've been thinking about it a little bit, and we're going to just do a simple review. So that way, people who haven't seen the movie and still want to listen to us talk about it could listen to the podcast, and at the very end, we'll then warn people and go into like a little bit of a spoiler discussion.
Yes, so we could discuss other finer points of the story.
Yeah, so we can get into this movie in more in depth, but we're also giving people who like listening to the Lost Level roundtables a bit of a review as opposed to a spoiler full-on discussion. So why don't we get into the review aspects of Hitman Agent 47?
Okay. Well, I guess basically this is supposed to be based off of the video game of the Hitman series.
Yes.
I mean, it shares the same name and a similar character.
It shares the same name more than what I would say like an Uwe Boll Dungeon Siege movie does. It has the character.
Yes, it is more in that vein and in that universe. However, the movie plays out drastically differently than the games.
It has this similar premise in the background.
Oh yeah, yes, it has a similar premise. That my issue being that this Hitman has no sense of subtlety, and that's the major part of the games is playing through the game in a very stealth manner and killing people in a way that makes it look like an accident. I mean, that's the way to get the best scores in the game.
That's to get the
best
scores.
outcomes.
You can play it
Oh, yeah,
however
yes,
you want.
you
can make it a bloodbath if you really want to.
You can, but
And that's how I kind of played the game. Not because I wanted to. It's just because I effed up on hitting the wrong button in the stealth move. And oops, I just alerted everybody around me. Oh shit. Now I bring out my ballers and start murdering people in the face.
right. And that's the way you play. I am so meticulous in everything, and I'm such a fucking perfectionist in the way that I play the game that if I do something like that, I'm like, oh well, I'm reloading right now. Because I'm an asshole like that, and I want to do everything just right.
I used to do that. You know, when I was playing this game a lot. I love this game, by the way. I love this series.
Oh, the series is the series of the game is awesome.
Yeah, I love this series. It's a great game. It makes you think. It makes you look at different ways to do this. Because you can do assassinations in so many different ways that it makes the game interesting. It makes it fun. And you can try different ways to do this to try to get the highest ranking, as Alex said. It's just... The movie doesn't necessarily capture that.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's basically just an action movie.
It's straight up mayhem. Yeah.
It's where do you begin? Like honestly, like you start watching it. When I started watching this movie, they go into a voiceover at the very beginning, trying to give you as much backstory as possible to get you into the world of Hitman Agent 47.
Yeah.
And I was literally sitting there in my seat thinking about, oh God, this voiceover is still going.
Right? It's there is a lot to take in. Too much to take in.
Yeah, it was a big monologue of just all this information that was just too much. And by the end of it, I was just like, holy crap, that felt like 5-minute voiceover.
It felt long, and that's a big problem in this movie is because it could have explained those moments throughout dialogue throughout the whole movie, and gradually lead us and introduce us to this world in a very organic manner instead of just like here's in your face, boo.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious that you thought the same exact thing.
Oh well, it's quite obvious and evident, and it's.
But like it's like holy shit, this voiceover is still going, man. Like what are they doing? And then I don't know if it was the theater that we watched in or it was just a really bad sound mix, but it sounded or the way that we watched the movie, the sound mix on it was really poor to the point where the music, normally what you hear in a movie is the music in the background, and then you have the voice and all the action sounds in the foreground. However, this was flipped for some reason. For some reason, the music was jacked up really high, and then whenever somebody would talk, it was really low. Even gunfire was noticeably soft compared to the music, and that just didn't make that much sense to me.
Yeah, and I didn't notice it that much, but I don't think I just wasn't paying attention to that.
You probably zoned out by the voiceover.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was just noticing everything else wrong with the movie. The sound quality was just a wash.
Oh my god! So that was noticeable. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily want to go see this again in the theater to see if that was this is just a horrible sound mix.
But when you get like a $3 Voodoo purchase for it, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely will see if that sound mix makes a difference or not, because that was just really bad. And to top it off, Agent 47 talks really soft.
Because he's a cold and calculated person.
Yeah. He has no emotion, he has no attachments, nothing like that, because he's developed that way.
Yes. He's raised and developed to be merciless and...
the perfect assassin.
Yes. I have no feeling.
So he talks soft, monotone, and it's hard to hear some of the dialogue because of all the forefront music going on, and it was really distracting me. It kept on taking me out of the movie. And another part of this too that kind of was just, the action was just blah.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the first scene, when you see him, take down all those guards and everything with his guns, like it felt very much like, oh, this wants to be John Wick.
That, you know what? Honestly, John Wick ruined action scenes for a lot of movies, because either a movie is going to intimidate John Wick, or they're going to imitate. Sorry,
intimidate.
Yes, they're going to imitate John Wick, or they're just going to not live up to John Wick.
Right.
So it's going to be kind of boring in that regard.
But I felt like it was trying hard to be John Wick in that first scene. The way he was pressing people up against, kind of grappling with them and shooting them at the same time felt very John Wick.
Okay. Okay. John was a better assassin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
not saying it was a good version of John. I'm not saying they did a good job of it, but I'm just saying I felt there was a John Wick influence in there.
Right, and now that you're seeing a lot more movies coming out that are action-y, that are going to have that type of action in them. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the very end of the season had a scene in it that was very John Wick-like.
Yeah.
But it was successful. Like, holy shit, that was badass.
Right.
And I was really surprised. I was like, holy shit, that's on TV. That's really rad. But this just felt boring. It was uninspired. And you're watching it thinking, oh, okay, now he's going to use the wire to choke some dude out.
The grill, yeah.
And then, okay, now he's going to change costumes. All right, they're trying to capture the game.
They're keeping that DNA of the game, which more credit to them. They're trying to stay faithful in some regard.
Yeah, it's just okay. So the action scenes kind of just didn't live up to anything. They were kind of just there, static.
It's those quick cut action scenes where you really can't focus on the action, which is annoying.
It is really frustrating. Like, I could understand like gunfire to a point, like, okay, quick firing and stuff like that. But then when he's doing combat, like hand-to-hand combat, all of a sudden the camera like scoots up, and now
it's way too close.
It's like you feel like the actors can't make these moves very well, so now the camera's too pressed up on them, quickly cut and edited to make it look like they're actually doing the moves, but they're probably doing them realistically at like half speed or something like that. And it's evident to that. Like, you don't feel that Spock was doing these moves necessarily.
No.
Zachary Quinto. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. It's just like that. Like, you kind of touched on it here, where Agent 47 doesn't necessarily follow the storylines of any of the games. What did you think about the story of the movie?
I don't. It's not that good. I'll say that, but it's like I can't really put my finger on it. It's just I feel like I've seen this story before. It's and it the twists are not twists at all. They're all very predictable.
Well, they're predictable because they're in the trailers.
Well, even besides that, like I didn't pay that much attention to the trailers because I was mainly shaking my head and going, "This looks bad." But like, I mean, I don't want to go into spoilers just yet, so I really can't touch on it. But like, a lot just seemed predictable,
Okay.
and there's nothing innovative about it, and it's hokey.
Yeah, it's very generic in that regard. Maybe I haven't necessarily. I can't think of a movie to compare it to right away, off the top of my head. But it does feel kind of recycled in that regard, and it's just if you've seen the trailers, you've seen everything that this movie has to offer.
Yeah, essentially.
I mean, realistically, that's it. You can just watch a 2-minute trailer of this movie, and get the gist of it, understand the plot points, and you're done. There's not much more to watching this movie. There's no need to necessarily watch that.
Oh, definitely.
So, what else do you want to touch on? What do you think about Agent 47? Rupert Friend.
He did a good job, but I felt like the writing for the character was very confused. You know, at the beginning he's this very cold and calculated person, but throughout it he warms up and has this almost this sense of humor to him, which just didn't seem on par with the character.
Yeah, it's definitely like it felt like it was just a writer's traditional story arc for your main character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the beginning, he has issues. He's this one person. By the end of the movie, you want him to get range and develop as a character and to make some try to transition that you can witness from beginning to end.
Right.
Wrapping up the movie into a nice little bow tie and calling it a day.
And the differences in the character were there, but didn't feel like a progression of a character. It felt like sloppy writing, not being able to keep a consistent voice.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with that. The other problem with that, too, is Agent 47 shouldn't be making that transition.
No, you should not be.
And he's a cold-blooded assassin. He's genetically engineered to be that character. Don't try to change that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make it interesting the same way they kind of do in the games. We won't really go into that here, but like it's just it's not a transition that you necessarily need for your main character. Try to focus in on the other stuff that you're trying to do in the movie and try to strengthen that the side characters or the other characters.
Right. And they use those characters to cram these themes down our throat that don't really carry throughout the whole movie. Like they just kind of shoe in like we can make our own choices. We're all human,
Mm-hmm.
and they put that in just kind of a ham-fisted way.
Many times down, they're just talking about that nonstop, and it's like, okay, I get it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm trying to think of other things I want to touch on. You know what? Zachary Quinto's character, John Smith.
Right. Very.
He is a Terminator. He is written like a Terminator.
Right. That's why I wanted to say it. I felt like a lot of the game of this movie had a very Terminator feel to it. Particularly in the beginning when, Agent 47 is going after the female protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it felt like Katia was Sarah Connor, and Zachary Quinto's character is what's his name?
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No,
John Connor?
No, not John Connor.
The Terminator?
No, the person John Connor sends back. John Connor's dad.
Kyle Reese.
Yeah, that's it. Zachary Quinto was Kyle Reese. Like
Okay.
it felt like that, and 47 was the Terminator.
Okay. Yeah, because the Terminator, now it is called Agent 47 the Terminator. Agent 47 is walking methodically, slow, just watching them running away. And yeah, you're dude. Yeah, absolutely.
So this just shows you how original this movie's trying to be.
Yeah.
It takes John Wick and Terminator.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is. It takes a couple of movies, mixes it up a little bit, and here you go. Here's your next Agent 47
then it
movie.
follows the same theme of deciding your own fate and what you want to do, which is another big part of Terminator. So once again, it's not very original.
Not a very
and
inspired
not
movie.
delivered in.
Oh my god, the Timothy Oliphant Hitman is a better movie than this? Holy crap, that's bad. I just thought about that. Like, wait a minute.
What? I didn't even see all that movie, but I think you may be right.
Wow, and that movie was bad. Or that wasn't very good, should I say. It wasn't bad. Wow, okay. That's something interesting. I need to chew on that a little bit.
You need to digest that. You just had that realization right now.
Yeah, like I didn't think about it. I really I tried to distance this as much as I possibly could from the Timothy Oliphant Agent 47 Hitman movie. But yeah, I think that was a more enjoyable movie in retrospect.
Wow.
Because that seemed
something.
It seemed like they captured Agent 47 better in that movie. I don't know. It's there's something about this movie that just doesn't feel original at all.
It doesn't feel original, and like I said, very confused in its writing.
Yeah,
like all the beats just don't seem like they match up.
Yeah, no, you're right. So we're going to give our final thoughts here. However, stay listening to the end of the podcast where we're going into a spoiler section. And so, Alex, final thoughts.
Oh, this movie's really not worth watching. Like, you're not getting anything new from this movie. If you're a fan of the video game series, it doesn't reflect the game series at all. It steals a lot of themes and tropes that other movies have done so much better, so there's really no point in you wasting your time watching this movie. There's not many redeeming qualities of it.
Okay. So, for me, I felt like I was really talking bad about this movie, or kind of bashing it for the last 15 minutes or whatever. But I really loved nothing about this movie. It's really bad.
Yeah, okay.
It's a horrible movie.
You had me worried there for a second.
Yeah. So there's the twist ending for you, where yes, I did.
You fucking I'm like Shyamalan.
Alex's face says it all. No,
They can't see my face.
I see it.
Okay.
And that's all that matters. But no, it's not really enjoyable. There's nothing about it here. If you want to see a good action movie, go watch John Wick. If you want to see...
And Terminator.
Terminator. Yeah, like you just... They're better films. They're more thought out. This just feels like the writer took a couple versions of the script and called it a day. And that's it. They moved on. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, that's a shooting script. Film it. Let's go. Wrap it.
Yeah, essentially that's it.
All right, so that's our final thoughts. Again, listen to the end of the podcast where we go into spoilers. Alex, how can we reach you?
Follow me on Twitter. My name there is Alex Sandberg, AlexSandberg, or email me directly at the website, alex@lostlevel.com. Chris?
On twitter.com/calmintensity. You can reach me on the website, chris@lostlevel.com. All of our social media network links are in the upper right-hand corner. We are on YouTube again. We are updating that on a regular basis going forward. So if you're at work, want to listen to a podcast, throw it on YouTube and listen to our channel. And do us a favor, subscribe. We'd appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Again, listen for spoilers.
Bye? Maybe?
And welcome back.
Welcome to spoilers.
Spoiler talk. Everybody dies.
Oh my... No, not everybody.
No.
God fucking damn it, I hate that ending. Seriously? They pulled that bullshit? Skylar looking all albino-y? Opening his... Oh, fuck that. Oh.
Yes. Why don't you...
Okay. Okay, well, let's go into the whole Zachary Quinto's character having the
He's a fucking Terminator.
Yes, he has.
He is the Terminator.
He has a layer of alloy underneath his skin that is impenetrable from bullets and knives.
I thought he was wearing like an armor. Like you watched a trailer and he breaks the Agent
No,
47's
but
knives.
they say in there subdermal alloy,
Which I thought was like a bulletproof vest type of thing.
Nope.
Or like what?
Do you know what dermal means?
No.
Skin.
Oh.
Your epidermis is showing.
Yeah.
You know that joke? Yeah.
Right. No, I honestly, I was thinking that he was wearing like a sheet of armor, kind of like what the Hobbit wears.
Nope. He is not wearing mithril chainmail.
That's what it felt like. Like that's what I thought he was wearing.
He has metal alloy that is flexible underneath his skin.
So yes, he is impervious to bullets,
Which is fucking stupid bullshit. That's not even in video games because it's so fucking stupid.
It's bad, dumb, bad.
And then he is electrocuted, and yet he
Electrocuted to the point where it brings down the power grid in the city.
was it the whole city?
It was several blocks of the city.
Okay, yeah. You see the power, at least in the whole building, go off. It dims, but then it goes back on. Maybe
Generators,
yeah.
generators.
But they have the credits, the main credits. Then cut to Zachary Quinto.
Mid-credit scene.
Mid-credits scene. He's all paled and his hair is ashen now because that's what happens when you're electrocuted, I guess.
Yeah, you're all of your
You
body
turn
hair turns
albino.
white.
You turn
Yes.
albino, and then your eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're going to get a sequel, right? Oh,
That's what
maybe.
That's what they want.
Maybe we're going to get a sequel.
And Agent 47 does not have this skin,
No,
right?
He doesn't.
But he gets shot in the back, protecting the girl.
Holy fucking shit! How stupid was that?
He gets shot, and there's no mention of it again.
No. But here's the thing: he gets shot in the back, and immediately turns around and shoots the person shot in the back. Well, it would have just been quicker for him to shoot the person that's going to shoot Katya, instead of running over and protecting her with his body.
Yes.
It's dumb.
But, okay.
But it shows the human nature that he's developed throughout. No, fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck you.
It's about the character development that we just talked about throughout the story. But he got shot in the back, which would be a fatal shot, you would think.
Yeah.
And he's not bleeding. There is no sudden movements like, ow, I'm in pain. There is a gunshot. He takes the bullet. They both do a quick action scene where he turns around, guns blazing. She comes around the side, shooting him.
Yeah.
And it's like this cool like little action set piece like the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z, posing with guns.
Yes, they're gun kating together. This is gun kata together with the two of them.
But then there's no mention of him getting shot. He's just fine. So it's like he has that skin too, but it's just the writer is so bad. Whatever the editor did, whatever the hell, there's no mention of it again. It's like, what the fuck just happened? The dude just took a bullet to show his human emotion, and then nothing.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Another part that really annoyed the shit out of me.
I'm sure there's many because I had many. Go ahead.
Okay, one of the other ones was so this is the Syndicate. Was that what
the Syndicate is? The people looking
right?
forward.
Okay,
yeah.
so the Syndicate is after Agent Hitman and Katya, Agent 47. Sorry, and
let's say
Katya.
the Syndicate versus the Agency, right?
Okay, so those two. So there's a scene where 47 and Katya are in the car. They're driving through the streets. And the Syndicate uses these grappling hook things to shoot into the car to make the car stop.
These heavy wires and shit.
Shoots them from all these different angles so the car can't move. And then Agent 47 has to get out and start shooting people. So the Syndicate is supposed to be just as intelligent as the Agency. So why the fuck would they go down these now lines... coming to attack him at close range when there's something in this universe called bullets,
right?
And sniper rifles.
Yeah,
where they can just pick this guy off because he's out of the car in plain fucking sight.
Yes. Okay, but how about this?
But no, they come at him. I still want to talk about it.
Go ahead,
They still
okay.
come at him, coming down these hooks so he can just pick them off with his ballers.
Yes.
Why?
I don't
One
know.
bullet to his head.
But why do they have these heavy-duty cords that are stopping cars in their track that he's able to cut down one with a knife?
Yes.
No. No. Shit doesn't work that way. That's physics. Physics would not... Physics does not make sense in that scenario.
You're right. Neither is taking a bullet to the back and not having any repercussions of
Or
it.
having the foresight to put a detonator in a asthma inhaler.
Yes. Because these motherfuckers could predict the future.
Yes. And, like, he slips the asthma inhaler in Katya's dad's pocket, and the dad just knows that this is a detonator for a helicopter he's going to eventually get into at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly.
Maybe Agent 47 cared enough to say, hey, if you ever ran out of inhaler shit, here's some more inhaler
Yeah.
fluid or steroids that you could just pump in case of danger. Because you're going through this a lot, apparently. No, it's a bomb.
Exactly. He gave a kid a knife for an inhaler.
God, I love this movie.
He gave a kid a knife for an inhaler, rigged it as a trigger for an explosive in a helicopter that he had no access to. Because it was very clear that it's impossible to get close to this guy in his
the
building.
inhaler is the explosive. The inhaler is the explosive device.
Oh, okay.
So he clicks on the explosive device, and that's what explodes.
Okay.
With the power of a giant C4
Yeah,
stick.
I don't know how powerful C4 is. I don't know how much of it you need.
Yes,
but
but the bomb is the actual inhaler.
Yeah, I feel like we need more C4 explosive than that.
Wouldn't that go off on the metal detectors when they brought the guy in?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Don't they have metal detectors at the beginning of the building?
Well, yeah, but I don't know if C4 is detectable by metal detectors because it's plastic. It's goop.
Okay. All right, fine. I'll let that one slide, I
But,
guess.
you know, whatever. He was brought in as a prisoner, so I'm sure they searched him.
But they saw just a kid's inhaler.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing odd there with stickers all over this inhaler for a grown-ass 80-year-old man. Or 70-year-old man, however old he's supposed to be.
And then there's at the embassy, when there's the total, like, almost Matrix scene.
Where you brought me my gun?
No, before that, when he gets himself arrested, when he walks through the metal detector and he just like flashes the gun, so I'm like, oh my god, it's straight out of the original Matrix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then they cut that because they didn't want to do the Matrix scene over again.
Right. Instead, they had that terrible scene in the interrogation room.
Well, they had to create an action scene.
Oh, yeah.
So they did. And where they bring the sniper rifle and a bullet to the guy's interrogation.
And he's able to get the gun to go off by hitting the table and having it bounce.
Because it has a hair trigger. They pointed that out.
Yes, but from my understanding, that's really not how triggers work.
That's how it works.
No.
Yes, he's an agent and he knows how to make his triggers work.
No, because from my understanding, whenever you see a gun drop and it fires, that is a full-on fucking fallacy. Guns are designed to not go off when they're dropped.
No, I've seen a lot of movies, man. That's how it happens.
Yeah, that's how it happens in the movies, and that's a trope that they need to get rid of because it's a fucking fallacy.
I don't know. That's true.
Okay.
I've seen it in plenty of movies right now. There's plenty of movies that drop guns and people get shot.
Yes,
like,
I know.
Like in the butt.
You're right. You know, I'm sorry. You're so right.
I know.
It's 100% accurate.
Yeah, let's get back to being a precog. Because the whole entire movie is them constantly being able to predict the fucking future. several seconds in advance, they could predict action scenes in their heads where people are going to be, what that action is going to transpire into, and just know before it happens.
Okay, I get it. Katya, she is very advanced, and she's able to sense things, but to predict the future,
sensing things is one thing. Like, okay, I have super hearing. I could be like Daredevil and hear these people coming up the stairs.
And there's some sort of like they almost pull off like a telepathic connection between her and the other agents, which makes no fucking sense either. But okay.
I that was just blowing my mind, and the fact that they kept on doing that the whole entire movie, it's like, god damn it. There's no sense of threat now, because you are now being able to predict the future, so you hear these people coming, and you see it because they're seeing it in their heads, and then all of a sudden now the action scene that you just saw in their heads now takes place, and it's just like, it's dumb. It's so dumb.
It is.
It's really dumb. Why did we watch this movie?
Because we thought it'd be good for this podcast.
Damn it! I hope people are listening to this podcast.
Yes. But then also, totally fucking didn't mention the other agent.
Which one? 48?
I guess it was 48. They did
the one at the very end.
Yeah,
he's 48 because they purposely did a close up to his barcode on the back of his head.
Yeah, it was.
And it was 48.
Okay, I didn't look close enough. I imagined it showed, but I didn't give a shit.
Now 48 looks exactly like the Hitman from the game.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the whole idea is all the Hitmen kind of look very, very similar. And I remember, I think it was in the second Hitman, you do go against another agent.
Yeah.
But, like, there is one scene of him, maybe 1.5 scenes, because I think Katya sensed him at some other point. But I think he ran to the bathroom at that time, because there's a scene where there's just like a guy's feet in a tub and a toaster smoking in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the Diana chick, the person from the agency that gives them the contract. Yeah, she calls him and is like, "Oh, we have a contract for you." And so, that being Agent 47 and Katya.
Okay.
So, like, they have one really brief scene about it, and I think there was a part where Katya kind of sensed him, but, like, there's no
connection to it.
Yeah, it's just, it's them just trying to build something up that never really comes to anything.
Right, which this movie is all about nothing.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. And I looked at it as Agent 47, elevators open. I half expected Darth Maul to come through that door. But then it's like, oh, okay, it's 48 now. But he looks exactly like the Hitman from the video games.
Right.
Like, a spot-on CGI graphic of that Hitman.
Yeah. And then there's...
and Katya's 90. Or something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about her age. Yeah,
no.
She's like Agent 90.
Yeah,
because her name in French translates to 90.
Right.
But then there's also the airport scene when she's avoiding all the cameras, and there's that one that catches her, and later on he's like, "How did they catch us? How did they find out?" She's like, "Oh, that one camera saw you." Like, motherfucker. Like, if you knew there was a camera there, why did you not avoid it? Like, this was the whole point of the scene, was you to avoid cameras. Then suddenly, in retrospect, you remember, oh yeah, there was a camera there. That makes no fucking sense.
Oh, there's a camera on the outside. Let me rewind time and
let me think about. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this thing that I actually didn't see before, or else I would have avoided it.
Yep, because the script was there and I told her that she saw it. Yeah. God, I hate this movie.
And what about the scene when she finally meets her dad, and like there's that long drawn out, we could choose our own fates and whatever. Then suddenly, the lady with the baby pulls out a gun. Mm-hmm. Like, at this point, at that point, it just became fucking ridiculous.
Why didn't she precog that? And see those two people on the other side of the bridge, the only other people in the scene. Casually looking there, hanging out with their baby. Oh shit, they have a gun.
But that is like shit you will see in a parody. Like a lady with the baby pulling out a gun. That is comical. And they weren't going for comedy in that, which is atrocious.
No.
Like, it was dead serious. Like, oh, I'm disguised as a lady with a young baby. I'm going to whip out a gun from behind this baby. Like, it's dumb.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
There's nothing about this movie that is good, unfortunately. Yeah. All right. So we vented a little bit. We've talked about spoilers.
Yeah.
The spoilers make the movie worse.
Yeah.
But we wanted people to understand, like, all right, we'll try to do a review cast for this just so we really don't want you to watch this movie and listen to a spoiler-filled discussion.
But if you sat through this movie, you know our pain. And so we are venting with you, and that's what this is for.
Yeah, however,
this is catharsis.
If you liked this movie, please write to us and let us know. Chris at lostlevel.com, Alex at lostlevel.com.
Yeah.
And give us some insight. Tell us why you like this movie.
Maybe we're missing something completely.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a level of self-awareness that we don't get.
Yeah, huge fan of the games. Really hate this movie. There's nothing good about this movie.
It also pulls a thing where he's such a deadeye, gun shooter when he at every scene except when it matters, like in the subway when he has a clear shot to shoot her, but misses.
Because he does it on purpose. Because he wants to live.
Yeah, but still.
I
assume he was going to aim for Zachary Quinto, and
whatever.
I just hate when that shit happens.
Don't try to make sense of this movie.
Yeah, I think that's our problem right now.
Yes, we're trying to make sense of this movie, and we shouldn't be.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Final thought. Anything?
Final thought. This movie's bad.
Anything else you want to touch on before we go?
I'm sure there are, but this has gone on long enough.
All right.
I'm running out of beer.
All right. Thanks for listening. Again, we'll be back soon with another roundtable discussion.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.